Alla didn't enjoy events like this. The sprawling mansion was a labyrinth, packed with people she didn't know, except for her friend, lawyer Marina Bondarenko, who had dragged her into this exclusive gathering of celebrities Alla had only ever seen on TV. Producers, singers and actors buzzed around, while Alla stood quietly in a corner, clutching a glass of champagne. She had noticed the bottle from which the catering staff poured the wine, Veuve Clicquot Grande Dame, one of the most expensive champagnes, no less. About 20 such bottles lined the long banquet table in the opulent living room. While Alla appreciated fine alcohol and never skimped when buying it, she'd never tasted Veuve Clicquot before. She'd always been curious about the drink Russian literary giants once praised, imagining it to be extraordinary. But as she sipped, she found it unremarkable, just another glass of bubbly. Still, she hoped this minor disappointment would be the worst of her evening. After all, she hadn't planned to attend this party at Larisa Buzyakina's mansion. It was entirely by chance. Marina, who worked closely with Russia's elite, was supposed to come with her boyfriend, but he'd been called away on urgent business. Missing an event where so many past and potential clients would gather wasn't an option for Marina. And going alone? Not chic, as Marina herself put it. So here was Alla, surrounded by strangers who seemed as interested in her as they were in the furniture. Twice she caught someone glancing her way, but their looks held only one question. Who is she, and what is she doing here? Alla asked herself the same thing. She would have much preferred spending the evening curled up with a good book, or even watching a series featuring one of Buzyakina's famous guests. The room was filled with familiar faces. There was Ivan Paraknovich, the renowned producer turned host of a popular reality show, now encircled by young actresses vying for his attention. Nearby, Larisa Buzyakina, the celebrated pop composer, mingled with her partner. Known not just for her musical talent, but also for her high-profile divorce from an American media mogul, Buzyakina had become one of St. Petersburg's wealthiest women. As Alla scanned the crowd, she spotted two figures who looked as out of place as she felt. One was a stocky man with silver temples, his gaze wandering across the dazzling hall. The polished marble floors reflected blinding light, and gilded mirrors added to the sensory overload. He carried multiple cameras slung around his neck, suggesting he might be the hired photographer. Yet instead of snapping photos, he seemed more intent on studying the guests. Their eyes briefly met, but he quickly looked away. Then there was a young woman dressed casually in jeans and a cotton cardigan standing near a decent reproduction of Botticelli's Primavera. Amidst the glamorous attendees, she stood out like a sore thumb. Her expression appeared tense, as though she'd rather be anywhere else. Perhaps like Alla, she'd ended up here by accident, brought along by someone who abandoned her without explaining the dress code, leaving her feeling invisible. Alla glanced at her reflection in a nearby mirror. At least she was dressed appropriately, if not lavishly. None of her usual somber-toned outfits suited such an occasion. Having recently started a diet, she'd refreshed her wardrobe with a few brighter pieces. Still, none were meant for formal events. When Marina asked her to accompany her to the banquet, Alla scrambled through her closet, finally settling on a violet suit that accentuated her striking eyes. She'd bought it hoping to impress someone special, but never mustered the courage to wear it, tucking it away until the right moment came. And tonight, that moment arrived. A murmur rippled through the crowd, prompting Alla to set down her glass on an antique side table and step closer to see what everyone was looking at. What she saw took her breath away. Descending the grand marble staircase was a vision swathed in a sky-blue gown trimmed with mink fur. The silk hem whispered softly as it cascaded down each step like ocean waves. But it wasn't the dress that captivated Alla. It was the figure beneath it. Though she rarely watched domestic TV dramas, she hadn't missed Buzyakina's latest project. Larisa wasn't conventionally beautiful, but her relatability made her beloved by audiences. Any woman could see herself in Buzyakina's characters. What truly set Larisa apart was her physique. Despite nearing 50, she maintained a lithe frame, high bust, and graceful neck. Alla suspected cosmetic surgery played a role, but no procedure could fake confidence like Larisa exuded. As the actress descended, radiating elegance, Alla couldn't help but marvel. How did she do it? For months, Alla had struggled to shed weight, yet Buzyakina, who was 10 years older, looked like a 20-year-old. If they were acquaintances, Alla would have asked for her secret. But under these circumstances, that wasn't possible. The throng of guests swallowed Buzyakina whole, momentarily obscuring her from view. "She's stunning, isn't she?" "And you'd never guess she's almost 50, Marina continued, shaking her curly head. "True," Alla murmured, hoping her envy wasn't too obvious. "But honestly, I think she's too thin. Skin and bones, really. Why go to such extremes?" Marina, weighing well over 200 pounds, somehow managed to love herself and charm everyone around her. Watching her, Alla realized how much your perception of yourself shaped how others saw you. Unlike perpetually self-critical Alla, Marina exuded confidence, expertly tailoring her plus-size wardrobe to look as glamorous as any slender socialite. "They say Buzyakina spent the last few months in a clinic treating obesity." "A clinic for obesity?" Alla echoed incredulously. "Yes, word is she gained 50 pounds in just a few months." "Really? I didn't notice anything." "Well, she hasn't been in the public eye lately, no filming, no talk shows. But trust me, secrets don't stay hidden long in our circles." Alla nodded silently, her thoughts swirling. If nothing else, this evening offered a glimpse into a world far removed from her own. A world where beauty, fame, and mystery intertwined seamlessly.